Yeah, whenever you're ready.
Okay. Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, I want to give all praises and glories to Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakudash.
Gentlemen, on to the elders, apostles of Great Millstone, goes to my well, P.I. Chase on all the four corners scattered of the earth. And today's lesson, I want to get in to spiritual power, because these later days, the Lord's about to give us spiritual power, because Esau's but coming in like a flood to attack us. And let's okay if I can get that Micah 4 and 13. Come on up.
Going?
Micah 4 and 13.
This is Micah chapter 4, verse 13. Arise and the rash, O daughters of Zion, for I will make thy horn iron.
Yes, sir. So basically, that word horn represents power, and basically the Lord is going to give us spiritual power in these later days, because Esau's going to be coming in like a flood to attack us. And so basically, when the Lord is going to renew our strength, we're going to have spiritual power in these later days. And okay, if I can get Isaiah chapter 4.
Isaiah 40 and 31.
Okay, 40 and 31. God.
This is Isaiah 40 and chapter 31, and it reads, But they that wait upon Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint.
We shall walk and not faint. We shall run and not be weary. That means we're going to be running like Flash. And so it's like Flash, that's a very superpower right there. And then we're going to be able to fly like eagles. So we're going to be able to hold your ass up to the skies and slam you. And so we're going to be flying through the air. And man, once we get our spiritual power, bro, we're going to be showing out on you guys, Esau. So, and I can't wait. So, what's that last one?
This is Luke 10 and 19. Behold, I give you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you.
Yes, sir. So, ain't nothing's going to hurt us, because the Lord is going to give us spiritual power. And once we give us that spiritual power, like I said, we're going to show out. And so the Lord is going to renew our strength, because these bodies right now, we don't have no strength. These like 50 crappy bodies we in. So the Lord is going to renew our strength. So,
Yeah, precept. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 18, and I'm going to start off in verse 27. It says, For thou will save the afflicted people, but will bring down high looks. And who has the high looks? That's the Edomites, our oppressors. Mm-hmm. Verse 28 says, For thou wilt light my candle, the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, my power will lighten my darkness. Right? Because we have this truth, first and foremost, we have this truth. But like the brother says, going into, we're going to get that spiritual power. It says, verse 29 says, For by thee I have run through a troop, and by my power I have leaped over a wall. Yeah, so, man, and we can't wait. We, like your brother said, we're going to be like the Flash. We're gonna be like all those characters in the Marvel movies, man.
Right.
Lord willing, Lord willing.
Yeah.
Well, when you look at it, what did King David? King David was able to leap.
Yeah,
So just keep going on that.
Also, was it Samson?
Yeah,
Right.
Samson.
Yeah.
Right, that's spiritual power.
That's spiritual power. Because he's knocked down them pillars.
Right.
You know what I mean?
He ripped down one of the doors of the gates of the city.
Yeah.
And back then, those city gates were huge.
Yeah.
Huge. Yeah. And then when I was just reading that the other day, he said it's not only did he take the door, it said it took the post with it.
Yeah.
Yep. That's a lot of strength.
So because the post is supposed to be the part that makes it the strongest. The post,
right.
The post is what keeps it from not moving.
Right.
Right. You might can rip a door, Like you ever see the police when they kick in the door?
Right.
The door goes in, but the frame it stays. That's the post. But he said no, he ripped it, and even the post came with it.
That's spiritual power, man. He saw you done.
I'm gonna read that again. Verse 29 says, "For by thee I have run through a troop." Man, a troop. That means he went through an army, man.
A whole army, man.
It says, and by my power I have leaped over a wall. Verse 30 it says, as for Yahweh, his way is perfect. The word of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh is tried. He is a buckler to all those that trust in him. Somebody want to get that word buckler in the blue there?
Yeah, I got it. That was something.
Yeah, Psalms 18 and verse 30. We can get buckler real quick.
Well, I can go into. I looked that definition up before.
Mm-hmm.
The buckler is actually the belt that's behind the shield, and that's what allows you to.
18 and 30.
That's what allows you to actually hold on to the shield. So the buckler. No, without the buckler, you can't hold the shield.
I see. Man.
So that's why the Lord said, "You're my shield and my buckler."
Yeah, he is a buckler. All
the shield protects you, but without the buckler, you can't even hold the shield.
That's right. So this is Strong's 4043. It says buckler.
Okay.
My head is slow.
Take your time.
Magun. For buckler, it says shield, buckler. That says shield, buckler.
That's it.
Shield, buckler.
Go to the root word. See.
Root word.
To defend, to cover, surround.
To defend, to cover, surround.
Man.
Yeah. To defend.
Yeah, so that's why the Lord's going to give us that power. He's going to be our defense. Yeah, he's going to give us that power to do so. I'm going to keep reading. It says, verse 31, it says, For who is Yahweh, for who is power, save the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yoshai, or who is a rock, save our power. Okay? We know that, Yahweh Hashem Yoshai, he's a true power, man. It says there's no other one like him. We don't know no other one.
He's that rock, but that rock goes into him being a strong tower.
Right.
Because towers are made by concrete or whatever. It's hard as rocks. And sometimes, back in those days, they used to try to build, you try to build your village on top of a hill. So that rock will be that hill that keeps your enemy at bay. That's why you could defend yourself, because the enemies are like that. So it's harder for them to destroy you. Right?
I'm gonna keep going.
Okay, yeah.
Verse 32 says, It is power that girdeth me with strength and maketh my way perfect. Verse 33 says, He maketh my feet like hinds' feet and setteth me upon high places. Okay. Verse 34, He teaches my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by mine arms.
Again, that's spiritual power.
Bow of steel. Like Superman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why they get all of their superhero strength from the scriptures.
I'll keep going a little bit more than
30.
35 says, Thou hast also given me the shield of my salvation, and thy right hand hath holden me up. Says, and thy gentleness hath made me great. Verse 36, Thou hast enlarged my steps under me, that my feet did not slip. That's spiritual power right there, man.
All kinds of David was filled with the Most High Spirit, man. Yeah, he did many great wonders.
I'll jump down a little bit. Verse 39 says, For thou hast girded me with strength unto the battle, thou hast subdued under me those that rose up against me. And who's rising up against us in this time? Esau, man.
Esau.
And like the brother said earlier, he's coming in like a flood, man.
Led by the Amalekites.
Let me see. Verse 40 says, "Thou hast also given me the necks of mine enemies, that I might destroy them that hate me." And we know all these other nations, they hate us. They hate us as a people, man.
Where is that? Where it's written, Judah's hand shall be in the neck of his enemies.
Yeah.
David was a Judite.
Yeah.
You know, get that up real quick. While once you get done, I'm gonna bring this one up.
I'll get two more then.
Okay. Judah's hand shall be in the neck of his enemies.
Verse 41, it says, "They cried, but there was none to save them." It says, "Even unto the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, but he answered them not." So when these devils are getting beaten down, they're going to be saying, "Oh, Jesus," and whatever else. And he said, Lord said he's not going to hear them because they're not calling the right name anyway.
Right.
They don't know it.
Right.
So the name of the Lord is dreadful amongst the heathen, man.
Right.
So they're not going to know the true name.
And that's why those Amalekites, you know, Hashem and what was that other one they used? They used another term to for the name.
Yeah.
You know.
Because back in the day, the Lord, Esau being a cunning hunter, like I was saying about the, normally you build your thing on a hill, so it makes it harder. What Esau being a cunning hunter, what he did is he built a mound up to the mountain,
Right.
and he was able to ram through it. So that the Lord allowed him to destroy us, because that was our pride. The pride, when you go back into that story. Our pride was in the wall. We were like, gosh, ain't nothing gonna happen to us because the wall ain't gonna let anyone come in, because we went through so many wars, so many people tried to get through the wall, it never happened. They couldn't. So this whole thing was, our wall is good, but the Lord was like, no, I'm gonna show you this guy. He's the basis of men, but he's that cunning hunter though too. He's the most cunning of the field when it comes to war, right?
One more, brother. It says, verse 42. It says, "Then that I beat them small as the dust before the wind, I did cast them out as dirt in the streets."
Man, the elect are going to have that honor,
right?
This is just going back into what the brother, because I always love the stories on Samson. I'm going to go here to Judges 16, and I'll start at 1 so you get the understanding. One day while Samson was in Gaza, he saw a prostitute and went to her house to spend the night. The people who lived in Gaza found out he was there, and they decided to kill him at sunrise. So they went to the city gate and waited all night at the guard's room on each side of the gate. And this is the verse 3. But Samson got up in the middle of the night and went to the town gate. He pulled the gate doors and doorposts out of the wall and put them on his shoulders. So he didn't just pull the gate up. He set it on his shoulders when he was done. And it's both gates. You know what I mean? Then he carried them all the way to the top of the hill that overlooked Hebron, where he set the doors down, still closed and locked. So, hey, and that power, man. That's
power, man.
That's what's coming to the Most High's elect.
He said he carried them up the hill.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah,
when this devil comes in as a flood.
Hey, and then it said he said the doors were still locked.
Still locked.
Both doors. This wasn't just one gate, one side.
So
both
he snatched the whole entire
thing. Everything.
Door, he's for the post and everything.
And then if that wasn't enough, he carried it on his shoulders up to the top of the mountain.
That's power, man. That's power. Esau can't even do that right now.
And that's just a sample, man.
You know what I mean?
He saw you in trouble. He saw.
Well, they have their strongman competition. You never seen one person do that.
No.
Right?
They fight just to get them balls up on the little podium thing that they have. Or pull the bus. Or whatever it is that they, attempting to do to show that they got power.
But when you look at Samson, he didn't struggle.
And he wasn't no working out dude.
No. He pulled, man, y'all Edomites in trouble, man. Y'all don't realize the power that Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to give to the elect, man.
Yeah.
Y'all don't realize the power y'all think Superman is something. Superman ain't jack. We're gonna make Superman look like a little baby, man.
And in the time to come, you're going to know, those that are endowed with that power are going to know that it's from the Heavenly Father.
Right.
That it's not your own self doing this.
Yep.
Because Israel has that issue with thinking, hey, they get fat and then they, act like it's me doing it. No, this coming is Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai endowing those humble men that He's chosen to receive that power, and that power is going to be used not only to push Esau back, but to help. There'll be people with healing powers, to heal the sick amongst us, to defend the weak. When Esau runs in there, there'll be those with those spiritual powers to knock his brains loose.
That's right.
You know
want me to get this?
What you have?
This is Genesis 49.
Yes, please.
This is Genesis 49 and 8. Judah, thou art he whom thy brother shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the net of thine enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. This is superpower, man. y'all gonna bow down to the men of the Lord, man. To the elect, man. Y'all gonna bow down. Cause y'all think that y'all pride has got y'all thinking that y'all got y'all believing that y'all the most high. Got y'all believing that this y'all kingdom is gonna last forever. And it's not. Y'all don't have power. Y'all don't know what power is. You know what I mean? Y'all have no idea. Esau, Edom, you so-called devil, man. You don't know nothing about power.
Well, the power that they do have, it's like the scripture says that even in his mercy, he's cruel.
That's right.
So when the Lord allowed him to have the power on the earth, but in his power, his righteousness is actually cruel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's ultimately what it comes.
Yeah,
your tender mercies are cruel. Yeah. So it says this is Jeremiah chapter 50 verse 19.
Mm-hmm.
The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance, and Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai of hosts is his name. Thus art my battle axe and weapon of war. For with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms. Keep going, brother.
Go ahead, speak on it.
Okay, yeah. So basically, you know what? And with thee will I break in pieces the horse and rider, and with thee will I break in pieces the chariots and the riders. Right. So basically, your military is going to be destroyed, man. The Lord said that He's going to tear down your horn and lift up the horn of what? David, man. So King David is going to be back ruling over Israel again, right? Right? We know that Yahushua is the king, but King David's going to be the prince that rules over us, like the scriptures say, man.
Well, read that one part where he chose him from the foundation again.
It says, Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 19, Jacob is the portion, the portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. Yahweh, B'Shem Yahushai of hosts, which means armies, is his name.
So now this is Ephesians 1 and 4. This is the New Living Translations. Even before he made the world, the Most High loved us and chose us in Hamashiach to be holy and without fault in his eyes. So, everybody thinks Jacob was, Jacob came into this realm second, but he was first in the spiritual realm, and this is why that's written. And it's written also where that he knew us before we were formed in the womb.
Oh, that's
In Isaiah.
yeah.
Jeremiah means like
Yeah, somebody grab that. Yeah, because these things that are coming were once, hey, this was what was supposed to be all the time. Before the fall of Adam, this is where we were supposed to be. But all of this we had to deal with. We had all of this. It was the Most High story. So the fall, being subject to vanity, all of that had to be, so that the story could be written for salvation. I mean, when we come out of this world, the next world, man, all of this is done. It's like it was a bad dream,
Yep.
But to stay where we're on where we're going, these spiritual powers that are coming, they're gifts from the Most High. And like I was saying, we're always going to know, it's not of me. Go ahead, bring that one up. First King. Hold on. Yeah, go
Jeremiah.
ahead. Yeah. Bring that Jeremiah, and then.
This is Jeremiah 1:5. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations.
Hey, I mean, so much of the scriptures now, it's not like back in the day when, Christianity was running roughshod over the world, where, these things weren't understood. Now that the prophets and the elders have come before us and opened this book and began to teach it correctly, man, the words literally speak for themselves now. Before all of this was formed, before all of these things happened, the Most High knew us. The scriptures tells us that he knows the hairs on your head. His eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. Everything is already known from the beginning to the end. In the beginning, he already knew what the end was going to be. And all the middle throughout it. None of this, the Most High has turned and not paying attention. He's always known.
Right.
And everything that's going on now has always been what he had planned to go on. There's nothing that's...
No. It wasn't our choice to come into this.
Right.
They can say before he formed thee in the belly, he said he knew thee. So that's the same way he knew us. At some point in our lives, we're going to get this truth, hear it, okay, and then come into this truth and come out here and bring his word out.
God.
And it wasn't by us. It's all by the power, the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. I got to put them real quick.
Yeah, bring it up.
This is Micah 3:8. It says, "But truly I am full of the power by the Spirit of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and of judgment and of might, to declare unto Jacob his transgression, and to Israel his sin."
To the whole world?
To Israel.
Jacob and Israel. And I'm going to tell you something else. When you come out of Christianity, you understand one of the dumbest sayings is God is my co-pilot. That's because you're an idiot. You're the co-pilot. God is the pilot. He's the one flying the plane. And if you're flying the plane, well, you're not, but hey, you're going to fly it right into the side of a mountain. But all of this happens behind the will of the Most High, not yours. And Israel always had a problem understanding that. That's why they was always, once they get to a certain point, hey, let's say Yeshurun got fat and kicked, stubborn, hey, thinking they did it themselves. That's why when Gideon went down with the 30,000 to start with, or 3,000, and the Most High whittled it all the way down, because they would have been, hey, well, we did this. We defeated that enemy. And not, it was the Most High. That's why in these times to come, the men that do receive this spiritual power are going to understand where it comes from. Just like our forefathers did. Bring that? Yeah, please.
This is 1 Kings 18:46. It says, "And the hand of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai was on Elijah."
Bring that one more time, because you got to understand, it wasn't Elijah doing it. Say it again.
1 Kings 18:46 says, "And the hand of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai was on Elijah.
What did he do?
And he girded up his loins and ran before Ahab to the entrance of Jezreel."
This is before the chariot. He was running in front of the chariot.
Yeah, he must go.
You know what I mean? Now, do you
Flash.
realize how fast you got to be running to outrun horses?
Or maybe read up a little bit. I think because it talks about the chariot more than before that. I think he talks about the chariot. He told him to go ahead and leave first.
Yeah. I'll start at 44.
Yeah.
It says, and it came to pass at the seventh time that he said, behold, there rises a little cloud out of the sea, like a man's hand. It says, and he said, go up and say unto Ahab, prepare thy chariot and get thee down, that the rain stop thee not. Verse 45. And it came to pass,
because he would have got, when it rained, it would have got mud bottom.
Bottom down. It says, in the meanwhile, that the heaven was black with clouds and wind, and there was a great rain, and Ahab rode and went to Jezreel.
Finish that. 46 one more time.
46 one more time. It says, and the hand of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai was on Elijah, and he girded up his loins and ran before Ahab to the entrance of Jezreel.
Now understand that, because that's superpower. The ground was so muddy that a chariot would have got bogged down. What do you think a man would do? Slipping and sliding and getting stuck in the mud?
Yeah.
But Elijah outran the chariot.
Didn't even fall.
Man,
Didn't even fall.
man.
We just read
You know?
verse. He said, my feet will not slip. So
Right, right. You know? Hey, and these are coming for the elect. You know? These powers. You know?
Well, he was beating the rain because that's why he told the dude to leave before it
Head
rained
of
too.
it, right.
Because that way, when the rain comes, you know how, because rain could sweep across pretty fast,
Yeah.
wet water up the thing.
yeah, it
That's
comes
why
out
he
of
told,
nowhere. Comes out of nowhere.
comes in and sweeps across. So that's why he said, go ahead, run, go get your chariot, so it goes ahead before the soil, it muddies up the soil, and then he came running behind and beat him there, man.
Asked him.
Yeah.
You know?
So going back to what you were saying about you know, the Lord knowing us before, you know, before the world. This is John 17:24. Father, I will that they also whom thus has given me be with me where I am, that they may behold my glory which thus has given me, for thus loveth me before the foundations of the world. Right? So basically what the Lord wants us to be there, and that's dealing with the elect to be in those chariots. The Lord said that the Father had given them these men. And then those men, from the beginning, he said, hey, when my glory comes, I want them to be there. Right? Which is basically saying you're going to be in that chariot. When the Lord comes and to take down Esau and all these other nations, man.
Mm-hmm.
After the Lord makes his war cry, and the whole world is in fear, because when you hear that war cry, when the Lord comes, it's going to be, and the whole world's going to hear it, man.
Yeah. They're gonna understand how
Yeah.
Yahushua could speak to 5,000 and feed 5,000. You know,
Man.
and it wasn't this soft-looking imp that y'all have portraying the Son of the Most High. You know, that soft-spoken, you know, homo-looking ass dude. You know, hey, no way he spoke to 5,000.
No way.
You know,
Right.
no way.
Let me continue with that. It says, O righteous Father, the world have not known thee, but I have known thee, and those have known, and those have known that thus has sent me. And I will declare unto them thy name, and will declare it, that the love wherewith thus has loved me may be in them, and I in them. Right? Because what is ultimately it's going to be the spirit of Yahushai that basically have us out here preaching. You know, the foolishness of preaching. It's the spirit of Yahushai that what he said. He said, I will give you the strength to survive the hour of temptation, man. Right? So the Lord's, like he said, from the foundation of the world, from the beginning, he's known us, man. He's known, well, hopefully the hopeful elect. And the Lord willing, we're those men.
That's
Right?
And that puts me in the mind of this, Revelations 1:8. I am Alpha and Omega. You know, Yahweh Shai was the beginning of creation. He was the first being created. You know, he's the beginning and the end. Saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, which is and which was and which is to come, the Almighty. You know, so hey, we have a Savior. You know, and in the process of salvation, he's going to endow his men with the powers to give aid to those he wants to receive that aid. You know,
Right?
you got more on that?
No, but I got another script. I got another one though.
Okay, when you bring that to Jesus.
It says Matthew chapter 20, Matthew 19 verse 28. Yahweh Shai said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration,
Rebirth.
when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Right? So doing the regeneration is basically saying, because that's why the Lord said, some of you shall not taste of death. Well, certainly there's not men that's 2,000 years old walking around right now. So that's talking about through the regeneration.
Yeah.
The Lord said, the spirit of the prophet is subject to the prophets. So throughout these men's generation, they've always basically been men of the Lord on some type of level, right?
Yeah, because
That's
come
why
back in your lot. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you have a person like Nat Turner. Nat Turner is probably here today. He's out there prophesying right now because he always had the spirit.
Right.
I mean, he was set up to do what he was supposed to do at that time, you know, because, you know, it was set up for him to do it that way. But it was to show that even with this, if it's not time, the Lord's not going to be with you when it's not time. That's why I said, wait for me and wait till I rise up to the praise.
And I got a precept to go along with what you brought out. This is Matthew 24:34. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled.
Okay.
So that's that regeneration. You know, the same ones that they crucified him, they were standing there doing the crucifixion. Man, I mean, we believe the Most High is not that far from sending his son right now, which means this same generation.
Right.
I'll get it. Because he's Revelation 1:7.
Yeah, when you said that those that
I got one real quickly.
Yeah.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 41, and now start off in verse 13. It says, "For I, the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yoshai, thy power will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, fear not, I will help thee." It's talking about who? Talking about helping the Israelites, Jacob. It says,
he's the power. You know, we're nothing without that connection.
Verse 14, it says, "Fear not, thou worm Jacob." Okay, we're worms. Why? Because we're defenseless. You know, we don't have that power yet.
you won't have no military. Each person, I mean, especially with those small hats, they have a military. So how can you be the Israelites, man? But people are not measuring the time diligently. You ain't going into the scriptures. All these people got to do is say anti-Sim, and I guess they must be it. But then they have a military. The scriptures don't say we'll have a military. Our military is the Lord's military. The chariots, man. We're waiting on the chariots to come and save us, right? Just like how back in Vietnam, when they was getting a butt whooped by the Viet Cong, they would have to call in for air support. So that's what we're doing. We're calling in for our air support. Right. We're waiting on it, man. And ultimately, that's all this is.
Is the scriptures not clear? When we go home, are we going to need a military? The scripture says there'll be no more war.
Nope. We ain't going to need no military.
So if you 48ers are the people, what is all the need for that? Well, you need an Iron Dome and everything else that you got.
Because they're not the people. They're Esau Edom.
No, well, it's clear, but it tells you in the scriptures that it says that it should be quiet and you should not fear.
Right.
Well, then if you got an Iron Dome, that means you're afraid.
You're afraid, right? Because they're not the people. They're not the chosen people. They're Esau Edom, man. You know what I mean?
But the thing is to go
claiming
through the
to be-
process of elimination, though,
Is
brother.
that process elimination, man? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
You
got
know?
that, Revelation
I still got a little bit more.
Okay, no, bring it on.
It says, "Fear not,
You know, in the process
thou
of
worm
elimination.
Jacob, and ye men of Israel." It says, "I will help thee, saith the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yoshai, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel." Verse 15, it says, "Behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument, having teeth.
Power.
Thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small, and shall make the hills as chaff."
Right, and those mountains going into what? The governments. These starting with Esau, Edom, whether you're America or Russia,
Yeah.
or
China.
Britain,
Yeah.
France, goddamn, what's that? Australia, right?
That's a hill.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're gonna get it, man.
The hills and mountains. That's
And
big
then what? Then we're
governments, little
gonna,
governments.
hey, we're not gonna forget about, hey, you know the thing about the Most High is He's fair. Guess what? Moab, you gotta get it. You know what I'm saying? Ham, you gotta get it. The Lord is fair. You gotta, you know what I'm saying?
They gotta get
You gotta love the Most High. He is fair. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? You gotta love someone that's fair like that. Because
He's
what?
righteous.
He is righteous. Because look, He gave. Look, you can't say that the Lord is not righteous because every nation had a chance to rule.
Every nation.
So you had your chance to rule, and you proved that you're unworthy of rulership. So the Lord has to bring in the righteous, one true ruler, and then He's going to set up David,
Yep.
the 104, the 12, the other 12, the rest of the 12, and then the 144,000. Man, that's it.
That's it.
governing body.
The governing body, man.
It's just a little bit more. Verse 16 says, "Thou shalt fan them," says, and wind shall carry them away, says, "and the whirlwind shall scatter them. And thou shalt rejoice in the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yoshai, and shall glory in the Holy One of Israel."
Yeah. That whirlwind is what? That war. The Lord said that from Lazarus and the rich man, the Lord said there's a tumult. So that war is gonna put that gap between us the way it's meant to be. That way you're not because it said you should set your nest amongst the stars, which of course you got your space stations, but first and foremost the stars are what? The 12 tribes of Israel, man. So you got your nest amongst us, and you ain't meant to be among us. The Lord is a separatist, man. Each nation's supposed to have their own land, man. You're not supposed to be amongst us. So we're gonna make sure that gulf is in position, and you're gonna be into slavery and subjection, man.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
Oh, you got one.
This is Judges chapter 15, verse 15. And he found a new jawbone of an ass, and put forth his hand, and took it, and slew 1,000 men therewith. And Solomon said with the jawbone of an ass, heaps upon heaps with the few of an ass have I slain 1,000 men.
That's
powerful.
man, yeah.
That's spiritual power because what? When you deal with you ever see bones out under the sun? They're brittle. They've been in the sun. They already dried up. There's no way that thing can have the force to hurt anything, because even if you hit it with something, it will completely shatter. It'll be like the vessels, like a pottery clay, like the vessels. Like the Lord said, we're gonna bust you into shivers, right? That's what a jawbone or a bone that sits out in the sun would have done. It would have just broken to shivers. But the Lord put the spiritual power that allowed that thing to be stronger than the iron from the fucking Titanic, man.
Like a jawbone from
It's-
an ass, bro.
He made it strong. You heard that iron that the iron that what you call him has his shield, Captain America.
Yeah.
That shield, that iron, that rain, whatever it's called,
Vibranium.
the vibranium. That's basically what the Lord made that by him just touching it. So you tell me that's not power? He touched it, and the power of Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, went into that jaw and made that thing as strong as that vibranium. And now he could just wow. And then when he was done with it, then that thing broke into
I mean, a jawbone probably not bigger than this, huh? Maybe?
No, it's an ass. It's just like this.
Yeah, it's
It's like that, about like that, because you got to think of how big the.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Man, he was just
slanging it.
But I mean, shit, you can imagine 1,000 men. So that means even at 500 men, that jawbone of natural would have just
Snap.
Two
it'd have
men.
been broke,
It
right?
would have been
Two
both.
men.
You know,
If you hit 2 men with it would have been
Right.
done.
But no,
this is the same man we talking that
10,000
tore the
men.
gate out and carried it up a mountain.
Yeah.
So you know he was swinging that thing with the power of the Most High. You know, man.
Took
And
out
ran
1,000
through
men.
1,000 men.
Bah!
These wasn't no like ordinary like they are today.
Yeah.
These soft man. These was men of war.
You can imagine, man. He was just
He was beating them down,
And mad too.
man.
Man.
Anger them all, and hey, and these are little things, man. These people, when the Most High puts His Spirit on His elect, that was the rage of one man.
Right. Huh?
That's the level of
That's-
damage he did.
Yeah, that's. Hey, like
You know?
David.
Yeah.
Let's not forget David.
David,
Yeah.
Hey,
man.
Saul killed 1,000, and David what?
10,000.
10,000.
Grab that Deuteronomy
Right.
32 and 30. Just real, yeah. I know I got you so hold or something, but yeah,
Deuteronomy what?
32 and 30.
32 and 30.
You know,
Deuteronomy 32 and 30. And it says, how shall one chase 1,000 and two put 10,000 to flight, except the rock hand
That-
sold
man,
them,
connection.
and the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai had shut them up.
man. You know, and without our power, man, we're worms. We ain't got the strength to do nothing. With
Man.
our power, when He's on our side, when we're following the laws and the statutes according to His will,
Man,
every other nation on the planet is in trouble.
oh,
You got bad times coming, man.
That's why the brother said that these nations are at odds with each other, but only there's one thing that they agree on is that's keeping us
Right.
at the bottom because what? It said that I think it's in Revelation, it says that we tormented the nations.
Yeah.
So they agree with that because we're going to be tormented to these nations. But the whole thing is, the Lord said that in Joel, that shall you recompense them, man.
Mhm.
So basically, you
Recompense.
doing that is only we're gonna torment you worse than you were tormented before.
so then I will recompense
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you really messed yourself over.
You know, and that's
So
why
then it's gonna be way worse.
anti-sin to claim your heritage. Not to tell them they're not,
Yeah, righteous.
but to
yeah.
claim your heritage back is being anti, because it's literally when Israel wakes up, it's anti the rest of the world. You all going to pay. You all going to go into subjugation, and that's why you're going to have your last roundup to punish Jacob. You know, that's why Jacob's trouble is getting ready to be upon us, because these other nations recognize that Ezekiel has manifested itself, and that nation is woke again and standing on its feet. You know. Go ahead, bring that out while they look for whatever they look for. I thought I gave you. Did you already bring it out?
Yeah, you get good. Did you want to
Okay.
out again?
No, you're good. You're good.
I can bring this out real quick.
All right.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 12, and verse 8. And it says, in that day shall the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem. It says, and he that is feeble among them in that day shall be as David. It says, and the house of David shall be as God. It says, as the angel of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai before them. It says, run that back one more time.
Man, yeah. Come,
Okay.
Bring that.
Zechariah 12 and 8. It says, in that day shall the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem. So that's the people. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Yeah. We're literally those that have turned back, those that are following the 100% truth. We're going to be defended. You know what I mean? And you know, as much as I'd love to receive spiritual power, man, to see my power defend me against the hordes that are coming, man, do you know how beautiful that is? You know, to see like Heliodorus getting beat down, man, to see my enemies being beat down before me, man, Man.
It says, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David. And David had spiritual power. So he's that is feeble is going to be like David.
And we're talking about the one who slew Goliath.
Man.
And lopped off his melon.
It says, and the house of David shall be as God, as the angel of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai before them. Verse 9, and it shall come to pass in that day that I will seek to destroy all the nations that come against Jerusalem.
Man.
Yep.
So that's why all you nations are, like he said, hey, you all in agreement. You've all made that Talmud.
Yep.
You know, no matter what you go through amongst each other, the one thing you know is don't never let them niggas get their head out of their ass and turn back to their Heavenly Father.
That's right.
Keep them confused. Keep them disheveled. Keep them believing in this, that, and the other. Keep them in an abominable state.
That's right.
Because you know, when we turn back, and now it ain't even about all Israel turning back anymore.
Nope.
The Most High is just looking for His elect.
That's right.
When they're sealed, all of this begins.
That's right.
Then the four winds are loosed. Then you get to get off on them on the 2/3, and then when you come in on His elect, that's when that spiritual power is going to be. That's when that sign, that ensign, is going to be lifted up. You know, and that's when brothers ain't gonna have to worry about whether or not they killed your ass when they punched you. They gonna know you gone. You know what I mean? They gonna know because they punched straight through you. You ain't coming back. You know, you in the spirit world now, Shalvin. Hey, it's gonna be a wrap for you people, man. And you devils know it. You know. Go ahead.
And this is awesome because when we get that spiritual power, see y'all trying to recompense us now with 40 acres and a mule.
Yeah.
We don't want that. We don't want that.
I think it was what 200,000 or something like that. They trying to, you know.
That's not a recompense, man. Your recompense is you going into captivity, bro. That's where you need to be, Esau.
I mean, reparations, brother.
Yeah, reparations.
Yeah.
So,
Which is
reparations.
Yeah.
So,
Reparations is
our
what they
reparation is slavery, man.
Yeah.
So this is 2 Thessalonians 1:6. Sin it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. And you have troubled us for how many years? For how long? You giving us trouble for how long? It's time for you. It's time for you to get that same punishment, man. It's time for you. How about you outside to put that, give us that supernatural strength, that spiritual power, man, to put you under, man. Because you sitting on a high horse.
Man,
You sitting on your pride.
We've been in exile since 70 AD, and that's
You know?
just that portion of time. You've been tormenting us for quite some time.
Now it's your turn to be tormented.
Man, from you Hamites to
Yep.
you Moabites, you know, you damn devils, you Edomites, man, you know, hey, but all of it was self-deserved because of our actions, because of our transgressions.
I got perfect scripture right now. This is the book of Jeremiah 30, and I'll start off in verse 15. It says, "Why criest thou for thine affliction? Thy sorrow is incurable for the multitude of thine iniquity."
Our own transgressions is why we're here, why we were evicted out of our land. Because, you know, hey, man.
It says, "Because thy sins were increased, I have done these things unto thee." That's why we're.
You know, I just be repeating myself again, but you stiff-necked, hard-headed. We wouldn't get right. Every time we got right, we went right back to getting wrong, following idols, you worshiping things. You know, we serve a jealous power. Especially, you know, you stupid-ass Christians have been taught the Most High is all love. But those of us that know He's jealous. So while you think in love, and I've said it before, that love shit is going to get a lot of you Israelites put to death. Because our power is jealous.
Right.
And do you think in that jealousy He wants you calling Him by another name. And not only that, but like the apostles say, when you call that name, you literally seeing that other dude.
Yo.
Charles
That's
Manson.
who you right.
Charles Manson.
Charles the Homo Manson. You know, you literally, when you close your eyes, and every Christian now is, oh no, that ain't, I don't see that ain't picture. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Don't you stop lying. The first part of getting better is admitting it.
Yep.
That's the guy you see in your prayers.
Right.
Because that's the guy that's been taught to you. You know what I mean? That's
All
the guy
of it.
that's been taught to you. Ever since you came into this world, that damn devil, that so-called JC, has been taught to you ever since you was a child.
And it was a generational curse. Because
Sure was.
your mama, your mama's mama, your mama's mama's mama's, so on and so forth. It's been a generational thing. But it's kind of funny because when we crucified Yahweh Shai, what did you say? We have no king but Caesar.
Yep.
So you got Caesar Borgia.
Yep.
It's kind of ironic. You got what you fucking asked for. And now you don't even know. You good with it.
Well, they got what's his name? They wanted
Barabbas. Right.
Barabbas. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Barabbas was basically like a murderer. And now you got every city is filled with murderers, man.
Yep.
What's his
You know
name?
what I'm
NFC. The NFC crew. What's his
Oh
name?
yeah, you got a bunch of what's his
You
name?
got him.
Jam Master J.
Yeah, you got
So that's what
Jam
Barabbas
Master
was, yeah.
Barabbas. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they was down.
Yeah.
They was down
Yeah,
with that.
down
They
with
was
it. You running around with Esau's blessing.
Right.
This is your blessing right here.
I got a little bit more.
This is your blessing.
But there's a but. Even though we've been given in the hands of our enemies,
God.
but this was going to happen to you, damn devils, and the rest of you heathen. Verse 16. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say because you still touch the apple of the Most High's eye.
Sure did.
And when he finishes bringing it out, I got one more thing to say. But go ahead, bring it out.
It says verse 16. It says, therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured.
Man.
So now, and how's that going to happen with that spiritual power, man?
Hey,
The
bro,
Lord's
didn't
gonna
I
put
say
it-
love?
They shall be devoured. It says, and all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey.
Wait, that didn't sound like you just said. Was it Revelations 13, right? Yeah, that he who leaded to captivity
yeah.
shall go.
Go in
You
there,
just
yeah.
said that. You just said that. You said what? All that what should go into what?
It says
Cap-
all let me see. It says I'll read it again. Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured.
Uh-huh.
It says, and all thine adversaries, every one of them,
Some of them.
every one
So he's going to go
Just
into
a few.
captivity.
shall go into captivity.
You got one.
It says, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey.
Right. But to go into that, what you were talking about us with the the sickness that we have. This is Jeremiah chapter 8, verse 22. Is there no balm in Gilead? Is there no physician there? Why then is not the health of the daughter of my people regarded or recovered? It's like why the health of the daughter of my people are not recovered, man? So are we not in Esau's so-called kingdom? They talking about they got all these so-called science, falsely so-called medicines and doctors, but what? We're not healed, right? It said that the whole head is sick,
The whole head.
all the way down to the soles of the foot, right? So all the way from Judah, all the way down to the so-called Mexicans, there's all sorts of schisms within the within Israel, man, because you got certain things where like the Mexican, they have so-called Mexicans, which is Issachar, they have some frame of like familyhood, but then there's schisms within the way they do things.
Right.
You know what I mean? You got Gad, who got a sense of having that nationalhood, because Gad, they believe that no one should come to their community and like be able to reap their benefits. Like I worked on a reservation. They were going to open up a hospital, in which would have gave the community a shitload of money. The people said no. They voted away because they said we don't want to share our thing with the outsiders. They would have got a shitload of money if they would have did it. And they said, "Damn the money. We want things for us. That nationalhood."
And you know what comes with Esau? Hey, what we said earlier, Esau. Hey, even the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel.
Yeah.
So Esau might put a hospital in your area, but what kind of drugs is he gonna get? He gonna get you oil-based drugs.
Yeah.
He gonna force the damn Fauci ouchie on you.
Yeah.
He gonna make, okay, if you take this money, now you have to let the crooked letter people participate. You know, they need to be able to have bull down and all kind of shit reading to your kids and teaching your kids that being a transformer is an acceptable way of life. See, when you accept anything this devil presents, it comes with wicked stipulations.
Yeah.
Everything, nothing he does is for you to prosper.
Nope.
If he gives you the hospital, the drugs in the hospital are going to be to put you on a perpetual state of sickness and never get better, but just keep you in a perpetual limbo where, you always sick, you never getting better. He's only prescribing more drugs, different drugs. The drugs he puts you on require another drug because of the side effects of that one, which require another one because of the side effects of that one. You know what I mean? If it's helping your heart, it's destroying your kidneys. If it's destroying your kidneys, it's just
your liver.
Right. Everything this devil does is to hurt you, and especially because this devil knows who you are.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Oh, wait, matter of fact, let me finish this right here. It says, it says, what is it? Come on now. This is Jeremiah 8, and because you brought that out. Jeremiah 8:20, the harvest is past, summer is ended, and we are not saved.
We are still in the land of our captivity to this day. That's right.
For the 8, because you said everything they do, and then you get sick. So it says, for the hurt of the daughter of, see, we just get hurt. For the hurt of the daughter of my people, I am hurt. I am black. Astonishment have taken hold of me, and that's all we are. We're just astonished, man. It's just taking hold of us. You're looking to be healed, but what? There's no balm over here. If you do this and you're trying to reach out for the so-called, like you said, he give you a hot, but then you got to go through all this other stuff, and then there's no healing. You're just astonished. It leaves you just black. Like it says, I'm black. And astonishment.
Yeah, you literally have to become an abomination to accept his gifts. You know what I mean? Because and even with this new thing with these reparations, he's been floating in front of your face. You're gonna have to really become the ultimate abomination to receive that.
Yep.
You're not gonna get it on this side of the currency market. You're gonna that's gonna come when
CBDC,
when he drops the bomb and flips the flip on you. Then all of a sudden, and it's funny that is being in preparation for this new financial system. You got any more on that?
No.
Okay, bring that out.
This is Zechariah 1:15. And I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease, for I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction.
So you devils, it was your job to bring us into captivity, but you had another part to that job, and that was to turn us back to our Heavenly Father. And had you done your job properly, there may have been mercy for you. But man, you furthered the affliction of the apple of his eye. You know what I mean? Somebody grab the apple of his eye for me.
Yeah, because also because no other nation, when they had us in slavery, have they ever not let us know that we were Israelites. Right. Every other nation, we knew who we were. Yeah. So even though, like you said, further the affliction of us not knowing who we are. Yeah. And though that's prophecy actually though, because it says in the thing that you should have an astonishment of heart. Right. Yeah. Right. And then Jeremiah 17:4, right? Yeah. You should be discontinued. Yeah. So it was prophecy, but that's still for the affliction.
Woe unto him who, afflictions must come, but woe unto him who must bring them. Roughly paraphrasing. Hey, you did what you were assigned to do, but there's a greater punishment for you for having to be that one to do it. Yeah. You're going to pay, man. you're gonna pay, and you're gonna pay dearly.
See,
You
Yahweh
know?
Shimon Al-Shai, Salakia. Yahweh Shimon Al-Shai put that spell, that power on you, Esau Edom, to do what you done.
Yeah.
Just so that he could punish you with a greater punishment.
Yeah.
That is amazing. that's amazing. Yahweh Shimon Al-Shai literally put that spirit upon you to do what you've done to the apple of his eye, but yet he has a greater destruction for you, a greater punishment. So your punishment, man, is going to be bad, Esau, and we're waiting patiently. Revelations 13 and 10.
He rises up in his pride.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Did you get that?
He that killed with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and the faith of
No, I
the
don't got
saints.
that, but I got to.
You know what I mean?
On this one or you
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Just bring yours, and then
Yeah.
then you bring yours out.
No, I was just gonna bring because he was still looking. So
Yeah. Okay. You got it already?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is Zechariah 2 and 8 says, For thus saith the Lord Yahweh Hashem of hosts, after the glory hath he set me unto the nations which spoiled you, for he that toucheth you touches the apple of his eye.
So you spiritual Christians?
Spoil goes into what being robbed.
Rob, right.
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 When you go
Rob is
into
of our language.
when you go into the Ark of Titus, they're basically bragging how they went into our temple, man.
Yep.
And then that's why there's another scripture that says, them that was not to go into the temple went into the temple, man.
Right into the
Went
temple.
into the
Right.
holiest of holies.
And
places.
defiled it.
Yeah.
Right, and defiled the temple.
Just your presence in it
Right.
was a defilement. And
Right.
then everything else that you did. And you
Right.
think
And
that
they're
there's
bragging.
no right.
To break the Ark of Titus, they're bragging, like they're showing
Yeah.
how they came out, had the menorah in there,
Right.
like we
Yeah.
got these niggas, like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're bragging, man.
I got one more.
Yeah, go ahead, finish.
Verse 9 it says, For behold, I will shake mine hand upon them, and they shall be a spoil to their servants, says they shall know the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua of hosts has sent me.
Contrary to popular belief, we are still in our slavery.
So we're
what I mean?
servants to these damn devils.
Right. And broken minds, man. When they took the yoke of iron off our necks, our minds were broken.
It's funny, it says they shall be a spoil to their servants, man. So that, man,
Same way when we came out of Egypt. Except it's going to be greater this time. But, hey, we spoiled Egypt on the way out of there.
Man.
We spoiled they dumbasses and shit leaving Egypt. And you
Yep.
guys are going to get that,
Same.
that same thing. That's why even today,
That's why they want to talk about the mixed multitude,
Right.
like vocab, talk about the mixed multitude. But a lot of those mixed multitude were actually our slaves. We
Yep.
took some of the Egyptians out of there to follow with us, but that was so they could be our slaves.
yeah.
That wasn't because we wanted to be friends with them.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Not
That's
even
what we
close.
spoiled. We took their goods, we took their thing, and we grabbed some of them and made them slaves.
Slaves.
Man.
And that's what we're going to do.
But yeah, let me. This is Judith, chapter 5, verse 5. Said, I'm gonna do 5. I'm gonna do 5, and then I'm gonna skip to 20. All right. So it says, Judith chapter 5, verse 5. Then Archer, whatever, the captain of all the sons of Ammon, let my Lord now hear a word from the mouth of thy servant. I will declare unto thee the truth concerning this people. Right? Which is talking about us, the Israelites. Unto thee the truth concerning this people which dwell near thee, and the inhabitants of the hill country. Going back to what I was saying, they built the thing on the top of a hill, right? To make it harder for them to. So they're saying that they lived in the hill country, right? And there shall no lie come out of the mouth of thy servant, right? And I'm gonna skip down to 20. It says Judith chapter 5 verse 20. No, wait, I'm gonna go 19. No, let's go 18. It says Judah chapter 9 of Judah chapter 5 verse 18. But when they depart from the way which had he appointed them, they were destroyed. Wait, I might almost go to 17. It says Judah chapter 5 verse 17, and with they sin not before their God, right? So if we sin not before our God, our power, they prosper before the God that they hated iniquity. That hated iniquity was with them, right? The God that hated iniquity is going to be with us when we sin not. But when they depart from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles, very sore, and were led captive into a land that was not theirs. And their temple and the temple of God was cast to the ground. Whoa, hey, we was talking about that Ark of Titus when they went to the temple. And the temple was cast down. And their cities were taken by their enemies. But now are they returned. Oh, there we go. But now are they returned to their God, which goes into Yahweh, the power, and are come up from the places where they were scattered. Woo! And we're coming up from the places where we were scattered, man. So that's why you got men on the four winds of the earth, all over the earth, preaching in truth and sincerity all over the planet, man. We're coming up. It says, yeah, where they were scattered and have possessed Jerusalem, their sanctuary is and are seated in the hill country, for it was desolate, right? It was desolate. Now, therefore, my Lord and Governor, if thus be in error, if there be an error in this people, and they sin against their power, let us consider that this shall be their ruin. Right? So if we're not sinning, they're saying, hey, look, don't even go up against these people. Don't go up against the Israelites, because they ain't sinning, so God is going to be with them. He's going to make sure that they win. Right? But if we're sinning, they say it should surely be our ruin. Right? Ruin means what? To be destroyed. Right? Led away captive all over again. And let us go up, and we shall overcome them. But, like you said, but there's a but here. It says, but if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them, and their power before them, and we become a reproach before the world. And that's ultimately what Esau's finna do. You're finna become a reproach before the entire world, right? Like they were saying about how the revolution shall not be televised. No, the revolution is going to be televised, man. All around the world, you're going to have whatever news organizations basically reporting the news about how America's went up in smoke, man. How they heard the horror of the torment. It's going to be so loud that they said they're going to hear it from the other parts of the nation, man.
And the key part of that now, back then it was the Israel, the house of Israel, but now that's based on the elect. Yeah. You know, because when they come down like on this Jacob's trouble and get to tearing you 2/3 a new one, up until the point where you go after his elect, that's going to be your right to do. You know, they've been given to you. But once you go after his elect, that's when it's going to manifest itself again.
Yep.
You know, what you just read. That's when it's going to come into fruition once you go after the elect. But you have the 2/3 of Jacob's trouble to do with as thou wilt. You know?
As soon as you come up against the elect, your ass is grabbed,
That's
bro.
okay. That's when you
Your
should have
ass is grabbed.
stopped and thought about it. You know. Go ahead, bring that up. You completed? You finished? Okay, go ahead.
Isaiah?
What's the other one I have to get?
2 Samuel.
Yeah, get Isaiah, and then you can go back to 2 Samuel.
This is Isaiah chapter 1, verse 5. Why should ye be stricken anymore?
This is talking to Israel, man. You want to follow Jesus Christos? You want to believe in Jesus? You want to keep doing the things that you're doing? You know what I mean? You want to defend this man based on everything that he's done to you, does to you, and his plans on doing to you? You know, past, present, and future. This man has plans to turn you out. You know, he's turning you out. He's turned you out, and he's going to really put something in you to turn you completely against the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushai and make you basically missile food. You know, but you don't care. So this is why, hey.
Well, like you said, they gave him the Fauci ouchie,
Right?
Which in turn, it's messing with their mind.
Yeah.
And it's making them against the power that's really it's ultimately set up to defend them, but they don't want that.
And it's dropping them like flies too. They just not televising it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Did you see the thing with the basketball player that got hit in the nose?
No.
While he was on the basketball court,
Uh-uh.
and he got hit in the nose, and he was bleeding yellow blood was coming out. It wasn't even red no more.
It's fitting,
Right?
And he's probably been double boosted.
He tripped up, because all of them had to get
full except one.
Yeah, except for one. Well,
Except for
supposedly, because guess what? He's running the thing with the elite. Because when you go into the thing, they were showing him throwing up the Baphomets and all this other stuff. So that could be all pretend too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, the same way with your boy. All in the process to shut this word down.
Right.
Because neither one of them really
Because I was thinking that at first, because he was like mad about his family, and a man about his family, especially, so I was thinking maybe this dude really gonna come around, because if I lost my family for somebody, you know what? Look, it's not even come kill me then. It's not even worth living, because I don't have my family. What am I living for? You can have all these billions, you can have all this money, but then all the whole little thing starts coming full, and I'm like, man, see you dudes, I was just trying to set it up, man.
That's all why it was on my spirit to say a long time ago. Hey, this is all of those that are the seeds planted on the rocks, the seeds planted in shallow ground. You're not meant to get it. You're just meant to get
judgment.
Understanding of who you are. You know what I mean? Reject it twice, and get solidified in your judgment. That's, you know what I mean? Only a few are going to be like, wait a minute, this sounds real. The rest of you don't give a damn. You know what I mean? That's interfering. This understanding, especially now, because we're in that season, this understanding is interfering with your holiday coming up. It's interfering with your ham sandwich, with your bacon, egg, and cheese. You know what I mean? With your looking at your neighbor's wife and what you got planned to do with her. You know what I mean? It's interfering with that. This knowledge interferes with that. You know, you Friday to Saturday camps. This knowledge interferes with that. The Sabbath ain't on them days. So now, you know what I mean? Hey, that's why it's going to be such a select few. You know, because but your pride is making you reject and go with that Friday to Saturday book BS. But the Sabbath ain't on them days. The Sabbath is based on the new moon. The only thing this man hasn't been able to change since he was able to change times and laws, he has not been able to interfere with the moon. He's never been there. He's not going to get there. And there's nothing he's done with it. So the Most High gave us that for a sign. And then that sign brings in the Sabbath, brings in the new high holy days, and so on and so forth. But you reject it.
Precept, just to so we can keep going, so you can talk. Says John 15:22. If I had not come and spake unto them they had not had sin, but now they have no cloak for their sin.
Yeah. And that speaks volumes, because that's why 2/3 of you reject the laws. You know what I mean? And even when you're declaring the laws, the statutes, and the commandments, you still reject them.
Mhm.
And you go against them because they interfere with what you want. What you want, you think you're going to build a nation within a nation. What's the point in waking up thousands and thousands of people that don't want what the Most High wants? They want what they want. They want to build a nation behind enemy lines, like the elders were saying. That shit don't make no sense. So everything you get, you got to be subject to your enemy still. But you good with that, because you don't believe, number one, you don't believe in Yahweh Shai. You know?
Yeah, because even if you do, like Jay-Z got his own champagne, because I guess, remember the Cristal dude said something, so he went and got his champagne, and he got his own clothing, this and that.
Right.
But guess what? For him to do the champagne thing, he still had to go to the white man to get the thing.
Bottles.
He had to
You
go
ain't got no vineyard, so you
Right.
got to go to one of them for your grapes, your wine.
Right.
You got to go to one of them. You ain't got no processing plant to smash the grapes and to wait for them to ferment. Them huge barrels that it has to sit in for years on it. All of that, you got to go to your enemy for.
Yeah, I was just listening
know?
to the dude breaking it down, and he was showing how the basically those, because you have to go through these like you said, somebody has to process it,
Right.
somebody has to, so those people end up with a significant amount
Right.
of his property. Like, I'm trying to think of the way it's supposed to be, because you have a
Has to ferment, the fermentation time.
but I'm trying to say, like, as far as like the stocks, that's
yeah.
what it is. Stocks. They have a significant amount in the stocks. So he may have 51%, so he has control of the stocks, but the other 49%,
Right.
it's still got Edomites running over it. So
Right. and it's doubtful that he owns. He's most likely like Aunt Jemima or
Yeah.
Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
You're just a face on the product.
That's
And
it.
given enough years, they'll be like, oh, it's racist to have him on there and take your ass off. You know what I mean? Call it, what do they call the pancakes now? Some old crazy name now. They done got rid of Aunt Jemima altogether. Uncle
Altogether.
Ben is gone.
Yeah, because
You know what I mean?
they know Jake is gonna go and purchase those things,
Right.
because they idolize that.
Yeah.
Those type of certain celebrities or
Yeah, Snoop Dogg got his own wine too.
yeah.
You know?
but he's just a face of
Yeah,
that.
he's just a face.
That's the face. And that's the same thing with Jizzle.
Yep.
You know? He's not, no. I doubt he even has 51%. If he does, it's,
That's
know.
smart. I mean, if he did, that would be the
Right,
best.
but how
that's the
could
best
he,
you can.
though?
But that's what I'm saying. In this kingdom, that's the best you can get.
Short of
Well,
him
but
owning
why
the
would I-
land that the grapes are grown on,
Right.
short of him owning the refinery where they're processed, fermented, held, because that wine has to age a particular amount of time. You just don't squeeze the grapes and then pass it out like, ooh wee, it's aged. And the longer it ages, the
And
better.
finding the people who could do it the right way.
Correct. He ain't
Which-
got that
Yeah.
right.
This would have
You know?
you have to go to a vineyard that's already been operated for
established. Yeah.
You know?
established for years. Yeah.
And then not only that, like certain ground doesn't produce good grapes. So man, it's a process.
But sooner or later,
Shit.
Esau Edom gonna take everything that you brought to the light. They gonna take it
Right.
and say that it was theirs. That's what Esau Edom do. He's
Eminent domain, or like they did Red Fox,
Yep.
you owe taxes on it. So
Yeah.
we're just taking everything.
We're just taking
I mean,
everything.
what did they do to Little Richard? They did that
Yeah.
right in front of his face,
Right.
in front
Right.
of the whole world. Just
Right.
took over
Right.
rock and roll like
Yeah.
it's ours.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just took over
Wesley
rock.
Yep.
beat him over the head on taxes.
Right.
Red Fox died broke.
Whoa.
Took his Mickey Mouse. He had a
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse watch or something. Took
Yeah.
that.
Took
Hey,
that.
Esau is the devil,
The
man.
devil, man.
The
They
devil.
take everything. But you Jakes, man, y'all act like y'all kiss the ground that this goddamn devil walk on, man. Y'all worship the ground that this damn devil walk on. He ain't nothing but a damn devil. Wicked as hell, man.
Did you see the thing with fucking Warren Sapp?
Oh,
When
yeah.
fucking, when they took his shit, he didn't have nothing.
Yeah,
All he had was he had a fucking bazillion fucking Jordan shoes. They
Yeah.
took all the Jordan shoes to sell, and they sold them so they can make the money.
Yeah.
You know, the Jordan shoes, they can run anywhere between $300 to $500 to thousands of dollars.
Yeah, based on if they've been well kept. Yeah.
Which he had, he was all his whole cloth, and I'm thinking, dude, you're NFL. Why was you buying so many freaking shoes like Jordans like that? Like that thing was just, I don't know. I thought it was weird, but then
Like
he
a
wasn't
collection,
keeping up.
yeah,
On,
like a collection,
yeah,
huh?
but when he wasn't keeping up on his bills and making sure his business was right, man. They already said you're
He had shoes though.
yeah, plenty of fucking Jordans. Yeah, you mean? So they took his house. They took his house, and then the only thing after you take your house, the only thing you're supposed to have left is like your clothes. Okay, you took my house, but I have my clothes and my shoes. No, he didn't even have that.
Yeah, he took everything.
They took everything. They took clothes and
Clothes,
shoes.
shoes,
You know
everything.
what I'm saying?
He didn't have nothing. So now he running around in the ghetto, boohooing like a little bitch.
What's
It's
busting
your
is
fault.
probably he most likely had an accountant that was robbing him.
Yep.
Because when you in them high-end sports and making that, they have accountants.
Yep.
You know, you can't trust them devils. That's like the attorney system. That your attorney that you hire is linked in with the judge and the prosecutor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And they sitting in a room doing all kind of backdoor dealing. Hey, as long as all three of them got paid.
Well, even Kanye said that. He said that he found he ended up going through his thing and found that later on he found out that they had another 40 million that they just stashed away in bills that he was supposed to pay, but he said they kind of hid him away, so I guess so they could collapse him and then later on be like, oh yeah, he's 40 million in debt on top of it.
Right.
So they can snatch the rug off on him and then go, oh yeah, you also. So I guess he ended up seeing it and went and paid it before everything went. And so for the shit hit the fan, that's the reason why they end up having to say that he's still worth 400 million.
Yeah, this devil man. Hey.
So he was going to be. He went from 11. He was talking about he was going to be worth 11 billion. He went from 11 billion to only 400 million. That's a big chunk. That's a big loss.
Hey, and all of that for words.
Yeah.
You know, and
He
Esau so big on freedom of speech for words. This man's words got them to rob.
But not when you finna expose the smart hats.
Right.
That's when your words is something different. Yeah, your words
and that's when
your words is that's racism.
Yeah.
Anti-racism. Now racism matters because it's only against you. But when it's against us, like how people were saying, all of a sudden, dude took over Twitter, and they said so many people were saying nigger as soon as he took it over. Elon Musk or whatever.
Yeah.
As soon as he took it over, there was all sorts of niggers all on Twitter. But
it's
before
only
that,
when
Twitter had all these
so-called against everybody else that the first, because it literally superseded the First Amendment, that freedom of speech. You know what I mean? Hey, this devil. Hey, but this is his privilege, though. This is his land that he stole. This is his time to do. You're right. His blessing. You know, and he's making full work of his blessing. You know. Anybody got? Yeah, bring yours. Yeah, that's a lot. You know, and back to these. You know, hey, the spiritual power. You know, because that's what this all began. Go ahead, bring that up.
This is 2 Samuel chapter 2, verse 30. And Jacob, how you say that word?
Sojourners.
And sojourners returned from following Abner, and when he had gathered all the people together, there lacked of David's servants 19 men, and Ashiel.
You know, these were that's just the men that ran with David, those mighty men. You know, was it 33 of them? You know?
It should be one when it talks about they had hinds feet.
Yeah.
Is that the one?
Yeah, that's what I was
Okay. I looked at that. So there's one that talks about he had hinds feet, and that was a mighty men.
Yeah, somebody grab Psalms 18, starting
Oh,
29.
I got a precept.
Don, bring it up. Bring it up.
This go back to your Esau, man. This is like the elder said. This is your kingdom, man. You know what I mean? Yahweh Shemel Shai, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So this is your kingdom, man. So this is Lamentations 4 and 21 says, "Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shall make thyself naked." What do we do? You made yourself naked. Everything that you've done, all your nakedness is being revealed, man. All your secrets, all your hidden secrets been revealed, man. You can't hide no more. You can't. There's nothing that you can hide anymore, man. This is your kingdom. Be glad. You're not going into the kingdom. You're going to go into the kingdom of Yahweh Shemel Shai, but you're going into the kingdom as slave, man. You're not going to be rich. You're not going to relax and be comforted. No, man. No, you're relaxing and comforting here, man. This is your kingdom. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, you so-called white folks, man. Be glad. This is your kingdom, because your kingdom is falling, man. Your kingdom is falling. So the next time you go into another kingdom, you're not going to relax. You're not going to be rich. You're not going to enjoy life. You're going as a slave. You're going as a slave. Your time of power is ended. Your time of rulership is over with. So be glad. This is your kingdom. Be glad. Be glad, man. Be happy. Be excited. Rejoice, man. But watch this. Your kingdom is over with. Your rulership, your power is over with, man. It's time for Yahweh Shemel Shai's kingdom to rise up. It's time for his kingdom to rise up and your kingdom to be put down. And for you to get the same treatment that you gave to the children of Israel, man.
And we're witnessing that now.
We sure are.
As we speak, we're literally witnessing that transformation.
That's right.
We're watching your fall. We're watching you be revealed, seeing your nakedness made manifest.
That's right.
Now you can no longer hide all the wickedness that you've done. Now your children are steady hollering, "It wasn't me, it wasn't me." But you've made no restitution.
None.
You know what I mean? There's never been a time where you even so much as apologize. And see, that's the funny thing. If I hit you or I do something to you, the first thing you expect out of me is an apology.
Exactly.
Before I attempt to make you whole. I apologize. You know what I mean? What I did was wrong. You've never so much as did that.
No.
Yeah, but then you gotta follow through.
Right, by making you whole, by giving back, making whole what I tore.
Because you have certain Edomites that try to do that. Like I think was it Clinton did that. He even went and visited the slave coast. He went and visited, and he so-called gave a bullshit sorry. But then he turned around. Him and his wife were raping Haiti, stealing all the money from Haiti. So. Did you really? Was that a real apology?
No.
And if I'm not mistaken, under Clinton and Biden at the time, weren't them 3 strike laws written up?
Yeah.
That has incarcerated more black folks so-called blacks for life.
Yeah.
When wasn't Clinton during the crack epidemic?
Yeah, well, a little bit. But what's his name? Reagan.
Reagan.
What did you do for that? Nothing. And even under him, he didn't do anything.
He was a continuation.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Which meant, where was that love for black, being the first black president? Where was that love where, hey, these devils now that are all hooked on everything and dying, Hey, you want to get, the police, they running around with equipment to help them.
Yeah, medical.
Right.
Yeah, medical help.
But our people, man, you just incarcerated them.
But what's so funny about it, Elder? What's so funny about Esau Edom, man, is the whole thing about this equality shit. You know, we love you, we love black people, but your actions show that you hate the fuck out of us, bro. So how the fuck you love us?
Well, I like to say it like this: you're gonna get the same love you gave. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you Edomites is gonna come to the understanding of I love you to death. It's gonna be literal with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This is Ezekiel 39:14. They shall serve, and they shall serve out men a continual employment. Sever out men a continual employment, passing through the land to bury with the passengers those that remain upon the face of the earth, to cleanse it after the end of the 7 months shall they search. Right?
And that's you devils, man. Your one thing is that you ain't gonna be in the pit, because you're gonna be perpetually burying bodies. You're gonna bury bodies till you're a body to be buried, and the next man up. So the one thing that's gonna be good with you is that you ain't gonna be in the pit with the rest of the damn devils.
Well, the point was that the brother kept saying about they're gonna go in slavery.
Right.
The part about that is the employment.
Perpetual employment. That's what I said. You're going to work till you die.
You have that continual employment, which goes into what? You being a slave.
Right. Till you're going to bury bodies till you drop dead, and then the body, them ain't going to bury your body. That's how you going to finish out your existence, man. You devils, man. You going to get it like you gave it, except better.
Man. It's going to return on your own head.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 25 and verse 14. And it reads, "And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel. And they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury. And they shall know that my vengeance, saith the Lord of power."
Once again, and that's reiterated earlier. So, hey, he's going, after he puts you in a position, because he going to get his first. Yep. Yahweh Shai going to get his first. He going to rise up to the front.
Man.
And then you going to have, the leftovers, we going to beat you in the powder, man.
And you don't know Yahweh Shai's anger, man. When he put that spirit, his anger and his fury upon the elect, man, we're gonna drag you. We're gonna drag you. You ain't gonna know what to do.
Yeah. But Lord willing, we meet those men, man.
Hey, Lord willing, we're gonna have that spiritual power, man. You know what I mean? I got man, a silverback for Esau Edom, man. I don't want to get my hand dirty. I don't want to touch that devil. I got a silverback for that motherfucker.
And the animals, the trees, they're going to rejoice when you go down. So these animals is going to want a piece of you anyway. You know what I mean? You putting animals that should be in the forest roaming in cages. You know what I mean?
It should release a million rats, man, at these devils. Everything they've done, all the lab rats and, these, just, guinea pigs, all these things that they use, man.
Because what rats can chew through? They can chew through steel, everything.
Yeah,
so like when you send them, oh man,
they gonna get them.
Damn near like a goat. Worse than a goat. But
matter of fact, since you said that,
you devils that have hunted animals just to put a head on your wall. No benefit for nothing, just the head on your wall, trophy pieces. You're gonna pay.
Who puts a head of an animal on their fucking wall?
Esau.
That's wicked as hell.
But that's the same guy that smears himself in piss in deer piss so he can get close to a deer and kill it.
But that
Yeah.
just goes back to that scripture, the tender mercies of
Right.
Yeah.
you know,
The wicked are
the wicked
cruel.
are cruel because of what they do to the beast, man.
Y'all cool, man. Y'all deserve captivity, man. Y'all deserve death and captivity. That's the only thing that y'all deserve. And then after 1,000 years to be exterminated off the earth, man. Y'all don't need to exist no more, man.
Go ahead, bring it out.
Big ass fucking cancer stick.
This is Leviticus chapter 26, verse 8. And 5 of you shall chase 1,000, and 100 of you shall put 10,000 to flight.
Once again, Most High is reiterating. Once those spiritual powers are rendered unto his elect, he's going to put you devils to flight. You know, when you coming in like a storm to violate his elect, the ones that haven't been given to you, you know, anything past the 2/3, you're gonna get in that's gonna be getting the beginning of your end. You know, Most High is gonna raise that standard up. You know, and somebody want to get that where Michael's gonna stand up.
Yeah, I got it.
You know, the ark man. You know, and it only takes one angel, and he could devastate this whole planet.
Right, let me get this real quick. It says, Micah chapter 7, verse 8. Rejoice not against me, O my enemy. When I fall, I shall arise. When I sit in the darkness, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai shall be my light, shall be a light unto me.
Where are we at? We're in the land of darkness.
Right?
Darkness and not light. The land of confusion. You know? By bringing that out.
This is Daniel. This is Daniel 12:1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book.
And that's the elect of Israel.
Right.
The blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians. Indigenous man. I don't like saying savage because my people are not savages. There are savages among them, but there are savages among all the tribes. You know, you can call some of Judah, and because they literally have become what they were created to be by this damn devil. You know, the black man, the Indian, the Porter. Hey, those are products of Esau. He made you that. He called you that, and he made you that. You know, the Most High never called you that.
Right.
You know, he called you Judah. He called you Benjamin, Levi, Manasseh, Gad, Ephraim, Zebulon, so on and so forth. You know, but Esau changed your identity, changed your language, and turned you into little walking abominations. But the devil is what the devil is. You know?
Wicked,
But it's all good. They don't stop shit. They don't stop nothing. You know? Did I have you going to something?
No.
Okay.
So that 2 Samuel.
This
This is 2 Samuel 22 and verse 30. It says, For by thee I have ran through a troop. For my power have I leaped over a wall.
And again, when we are connected to our power, with thee, not by myself, I leaped over a wall. Not by myself did I run through a troop. With thee, by thy power. You know? That's why this is going to go to those of the elect that are humble, that are waiting, that believe, that have faith. You know? Because it's going to require faith. You know? When you see the enemy come in like a flood, you know, and Esau is revealing everything that he has, his robots, his super soldiers, his space weapons. You know, he's revealing himself because he knows this is the time. You know, And this is when our faith is going to have, hey, your mustard seed is going to be required to have roots and sprouted. That tree must be formed, you know, because as these times begin to manifest themselves, if you haven't grown in this, if you're not relying on, as the apostles and the prophets say, the 100% truth, man, if you have anything short of the 100% truth, your faith is going to be shaken in this thing.
That's right.
You know? And the last thing you want is your faith to be shaken. Because we are going to need to rely on him 100.
And you got to understand that the elect is going to be the ones that going to rely on Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And the reason why is because you got to think, we was with Yahweh Shem Yahushai in the beginning. So the elect has always been with Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You know what I mean? So we're coming back in reincarnation. That's why you got brothers out here doing what we're doing. We were sent through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai to come out here and do this. We're not doing this of our own. We're not here to entertain you. We're not putting on a show. We don't give a damn about you want to be entertained. We don't give a damn what you want to hear about a rap video or rock band. We don't care. We're not here for that. We're not here about your thoughts or your feelings or emotions. We're not caring about that. Because Yahweh Shem Yahushai don't care about that. We're caring about to do what? To do about what thus says Yahweh Shem Yahushai. To do what? To prophesy the downfall of Esau, Edom, kingdom, and to wake up who? The elect. Period. Bottom line. Rest of you 2/3, y'all not gonna listen. We don't care if we can beat y'all in the head with the scriptures, and y'all still ain't gonna listen. So we're not here to save all of Israel. We're here to do what the scriptures say, and that's wake up the elect.
We've truly dropped the love doctrine, and we've picked up the fear and the understanding. You know,
Right.
because if you out here, you fear Yahweh Shem Yahushai. To be out here, you don't fear man anymore.
Nope.
And you let go of that whole I love without balance. You know, the Christianity, there's no balance in their doctrine. There's no foundation in their doctrine. There's no validity of their doctrine. And it's just built on a deck of cards.
Yep.
You know, they built a doctrine on one verse out of the scriptures, and that's that John 3:16. But they built that with no understanding. I mean, the elites that put it together understood it had nothing to do with the world. But once the peons got hold of it and began to run with it and accepted that love was unconditional and I can do whatever I want, because, you know, they never got into the old part of the scriptures or moved past that part. Hey, we've broken free of that. We fear Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And in that fear, we've got an understanding as what he can do to you. You know?
I got a precept.
Uh,
It says, this is Job chapter 5, verse 19. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. Right? Speaking of spiritual power, that's spiritual power right there. Right? That no evil will touch you in that day that like that's none like none other. Right? A day that's never been seen before. You're gonna be you're gonna want the Lord to be with you that you can't be touched. Right? It says, in famine shall he redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Thus shall be hid from the scourges of the tongue, neither shall thus be afraid of destruction when it cometh, at destruction and famine, thus shalt laugh. Right? And that's spiritual power right there, man. There's famine, destruction, everything going on around you, but what? You're laughing. That's spiritual power. Right? Neither shall thus be afraid of the beast. Woo! Now that's spiritual power, man. You ain't gonna be afraid of the beast. Like you said, we're gonna sick the beast on Esau, but we're not gonna be afraid of the beast. You know what I mean? The beast of the earth, for thus shall be in league with the stones of the field, and the beast of the field shall be at peace with thee. Yeah. So that's spiritual power. Ultimately, man, we're gonna laugh at famine. We're gonna laugh at the death and the judgment that the Lord has for Esau, Edom, and you 2/3. We're gonna laugh at it, man. And that's ultimate. That has to be spiritual power within itself, man. Right? Because death is gonna be all around you. Right? People are gonna get raped, maimed, killed, eaten by grapes, maimed, killed, Slovakia. Yeah, great, maimed, killed, in so many different ways. It's going to be pitiful, right? But there ain't going to be any pity on you, right?
Ain't gonna have time to pity because you're gonna be running for your own safety.
Right. Well, it says that what they should not bury. No one shall lament or bury you, right?
Like dung upon the ground.
Yeah.
You're just gonna be a pile of shit that somebody got to step over to keep themselves from being a part of that same pile of shit. You know? Anybody got a?
No.
I got a quick precept. Okay. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 82 and verse 6. It says, "I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High." And that's talking to what? That's talking to Israelites, Jacob. Okay, and we're waiting to return to that godly estate. You know, we're not going to be the Most High or His Son, but we're going to have power. Okay,
Angelic. It's going to be the angelic power. Yeah.
That connection again. That plugged back in. You know.
Well, you got to think. You know what I'm saying? If Samson was doing that, and he wasn't even angelic at that time. Imagine when you have the angelic power. When you're like X-Men. When you could cut yourself and it heals right when you get cut.
Or like the prophet who got bit by the serpent, shook it off.
That was our Paul.
They thought he was going to die. Nothing, you know. Hey, these things is coming back.
But those are just mere. But I'm saying that's just mere men.
Right.
Imagine when you get the angelic power, man. When you get that's why the reason why the Lord said the beasts of the world going to be at peace with you. That's the reason why that one scripture says that the lion shall lay down with the lamb. Because what would a lion do with a lamb? A lion would devour a lamb.
Yeah.
So in that day, it's going to be so peaceful. But that's another question you can ask those goddamn small hats. Let's see if you guys are the people. Let's lay a lion hungry as shit. Let's starve it for like 3 days.
Right. And lay him next to a lamb.
Lay it next to a lamb. If that lion don't eat that lamb, then maybe we'll say you're the people. But we know that ain't gonna happen.
Nope.
See, and I'm a little worse because I want to sit that lion next to one of them.
Right. No, but
see if you in tune.
But we're lining up with scripture though. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but they're not in tune with the beast then.
You know,
right?
Because even with us, the lion ain't gonna bother you.
They ain't gonna bother. We can be laying next to the lion. The lion is gonna lay down and go to sleep.
Just leave the lamb out of it, brother.
Don't hurt that lamb.
Hurt the little lamb.
Let's put them Amalekites up in there. You know, see what happens. See if you truly belong. You know,
go lay down in front of that lion.
Go lay down by it. See if it eats you.
If you don't eat you.
Oh yeah. Hey, they did it to Daniel.
Yeah.
Right. Let's see if you're the people.
See if you're the people.
You know. Hey, they did it to us during the Roman Colosseum. You know.
Yeah, I'm about that lion. See if he gonna tear your ass up. When he eat your ass, I know you ain't the people.
If anybody else got anything?
No, we good.
Okay, bring that out.
This is the book of Malachi, chapter 4 and verse 3, and it reads, "And ye shall tread down the wicked
Woo.
This is going to be the end result of those spiritual powers.
Man.
You know?
For they shall be ashes under the soles of your feet in the day that I shall do this, saith the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yoshai of hosts.
Man, that speaks volumes, man. When those missiles touch down, the remainder of you wicked, you're going to be trampled underfoot. You know, you're going to get foot to tail. You're going to get in line, you're going to get in order, you know, and then you Edomites, you're going to get done away with it. When your time is fulfilled, the rest of you nations, you're going to go back to your inheritance. And Esau, you're going to get snuffed out. You're going to be just a memory. You're going to be not even a memory. You're going to be like a dream that passes away.
Yeah,
But
but they made it bring it out. I'm going to have to bring it out again. Because what he said, he said what? You were going to trample? What was that?
I'll run it back again. It says, and ye shall tread down the wicked,
Going to tread them down.
for they shall be ashes under the soles of your feet in the day that I shall do this, saith the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yoshai of hosts.
Right,
What is this?
So Luke 10 and 19, behold, I give unto you power to tread upon serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy. Right? Well, that's you, Esau, and all the nations. Right?
Serpents and scorpions.
And nothing shall by any means hurt you.
Ain't nothing going on.
Notwithstanding, in this joy, not that the spirit are subject unto you, but rather rejoice, because your names are written in heaven.
Now, who's that? That's the elect.
The elect.
And that's going to be a beautiful day too, man, when just, when Esau runs up and he uses his gift and it has no effect on you. Can you imagine the sinking feeling that's going to be in his face?
Man.
When he goes and shoots, and because the gun is part of his hand, that's all he knows.
Well, you see that in these movies, man.
Yeah.
When they make these movies,
That's all he knows.
there'll be like some monster thing coming,
Yeah.
and they'll shoot it, and they'll be looking at they'll look at the gun, and then they start trying to shoot more, and I'm thinking like, why don't you just get the fuck? There's no way I'm gonna shoot something, then shoot it again, and nothing happens, and then I'm gonna stand there and keep trying to, man. I'm gonna be like, hey, look, you can have this.
Everything
saying?
past that last bullet, Esau, he relies on that. It's like an extension of his person.
Yeah.
So when that extension no longer operates, that's when he loses all hope, and it's going to be a beautiful time.
Well, that's what he's holding on now, right? Because the one of his things is one of his powers is deception.
Right.
So the deception is not working like it used to.
Yeah.
So he's still holding on to it, so he could still be the accuser of the brethren.
Yeah.
So because the whole thing with the so-called celebrities all of a sudden speaking, you could tell that was like a last-ditch effort.
Right.
Like you could kind of see pretty much through the whole thing. Brothers were just hoping that these dudes would actually come around, but we kind of knew they wasn't. But but by how tacky it was, you could tell it was your last-ditch effort. So even your manipulation is getting weak, man. Your witchcraft is not working anymore. That's why the Lord says, go ask your prognosticators and your sorcerers,
By the
man.
multitude of thy
The
sorceries.
multitude of your sorceries, man. Go see if that can help you. Right? Because now it's starting to fade. It's not really working.
Yeah.
That's why the Lord said, I will take the wisdom out of teaming, man.
It says left hand power is fading.
Yeah, his left hand power is fading, man. So
with that, anybody else have anything? Well, with that, we want to, give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Rakakadash.
double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who do teach the 100% truth. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. The water for watching. Shalom.
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 Abba Paul.
Abba Ball.